With Mark Lawrenson suspended, Terry McDermott returns at number 10 after being dropped for the match in Finland. The substitute is the Irish midfield player Ronnie Whelan, while recent signing Craig Johnston plays in the reserves today, along with David Fairclough, who starts his comeback after injury. And Aston Villa's Gary Shaw was also due to play in that same Central League match today at Villa Park, and in his absence, number 8, Terry Donovan, keeps the first-team position. At number 5, Ken McNaught is back after injury to replace Brendan Ormsby, while at number 3, Colin Gibson passed a late fitness test. Referee this afternoon, George Tyson from Sunderland. So it's the league champions in white against the European champions in red. Aston Villa attacking the top end in the first half. Cool afternoon after early sunshine, that's Ray Kennedy. David Johnson up with Alan Evans, and the linesman flagged for a foul. Evans and Johnson again. Here comes Ray Kennedy. Mortimer. Now Phil Neal. And Tony Morley. Sammy Lee. McDermott. Souness. Alan Kennedy. McDermott's made his run forward. Here's Souness. Shot struck Mortimer, here's Neal. Beautifully struck by Phil Neal. Power and accuracy, but Jimmy Rimmer saw it all the way. Tony Morley for Villa. That's good running by Mortimer from the midfield, a good header out by Hansen. And here's Dalglish. Width to Gibson. This is good pace again by Colin Gibson. Donovan is in the centre, and that came via Phil Thompson, and it's a corner. The deflection by the Liverpool captain, I think, slightly through Grobbelaar there. Aston Villa have sent Alan Evans and Ken McNaught forward for the corner. Oh, and that's a Peter With giving them problems. And the defender stretching there to beat him. Was glad to see Grobbelaar picking up the header. Aston Villa have got some dangerous customers when the ball is crossed like that. Villa have only won here once on their last 13 visits. But they've started in fairly promising mood. Let's see what Liverpool can do coming out of defence with Sammy Lee. Dalglish. On the far side, Terry McDermott. Back to mark him there was Morley, but it's McDermott here. Souness and Johnson are in the centre. McNaught's header out. Here's Dalglish. That's played for Neal. Dalglish goes for the return. It's going to come to Sammy Lee. Here's Dalglish. Well, the applause goes round the ground for Jimmy Rimmer. But the danger is not over yet, even though Grobbelaar himself appreciated the save at the other end. Alan Kennedy. Kenny Swain sliding in, and the referee says goal kick. Much to the disappointment of Alan Kennedy, but what about that save there? Because one of the arts of goalkeeping is getting in the right place before the shot comes, and when Sammy Lee blasted that, Jimmy Rimmer stood where he was, took the full power of it, and beat it back out again. The sort of save you often see Rimmer make, and so often is taken for granted. Dalglish. Souness to Alan. Oh, a great run by McDermott on the right. And Alan Kennedy saw him. Jimmy Rimmer also saw him. But that was a splendid piece of football. There's hardly time to admire it. Here's Lee. Dalglish. McDermott onside. And it's Johnson with the header. Well, Alan Kennedy takes full marks for vision, because when he got the ball there, he saw what was happening many yards away on the far side of the field from him. Terry McDermott's familiar run, and how well Kennedy picked McDermott out. Hansen. Liverpool are clipping the ball about neatly in midfield. Can they finish it? Souness. Lee. Souness! Again, fine combination play by the European champions. And Graham Souness finishing with a shot as he was challenged. This is Ken McNaught. That was on by Ray Kennedy. And here's Johnson. And that's for Dalglish. Behind him is Sammy Lee, and McNaught concedes the corner. Alan Hansen was forward there. Another fine save. Hansen, the man who got the winner in the League Cup final replay last season, by going up for a set piece, almost pulled it off again. And Jimmy Rimmer now has kept Aston Villa on terms with 3 fine stops. Alan Kennedy. Well, I think if you talk about goalkeepers to people in the game up and down the country, they'll probably tell you that Jimmy Rimmer's consistency is not reflected in the single England cap that he's won. He's served all his clubs well, Manchester United, Arsenal and Aston Villa, and you very rarely see him have a bad game. Well, Ron Saunders, the manager of the year, has produced in Aston Villa a championship team who've now got enough belief in themselves to go on the attack away from home, and the way they started, in a sense, brought the best out of Liverpool. Oh, Sammy Lee. And again, Rimmer's in the right place. He made it look so easy, that save, but Lee knows that the goalkeeper was well positioned. Hansen. Oh, McDermott started another run. He's causing Cowans a lot of problems, is McDermott. Cowans has intercepted that because it wasn't the best of balls from Souness, but there's a little tussle going on. Let's watch Morley first, latching onto the ball from Mortimer. And Morley's in, and now Grobbelaar comes to make a fine stop. Offside flag up against David Johnson, and Aston Villa there had perhaps a cleaner chance than any of Liverpool's, because Tony Morley was in behind the defence, and he was through on the goalkeeper, and Grobbelaar came in Clement's style and made the block. Well, Swain coming forward on this right-hand side now. He's giving Liverpool a bit to think about down here. 2 in the centre again. With is on the far post, threatening. Grobbelaar punches it out. And here's Gibson. Morley. Mortimer. Morley. And a good spell this for Aston Villa. Bremner. Alan Kennedy. Oh, and Dalglish lashed out at Alan Evans there. Most unlike Kenny Dalglish to react as fiercely as that. Alan Evans is going to get booked for the initial challenge. Now, there's an example of where Dalglish turns so fast, Evans comes clattering in with the challenge, which is made to look very bad. Evans is acknowledging that it was a bad foul. He's getting booked. But Dalglish was so furious that just for a moment there, he lost his temper. So, Alan Hansen on the ball. Ray Kennedy. Dalglish. Good effort. And Rimmer called upon again by Kenny Dalglish. And the referee wants a word because Des Bremner appears to have spoken out of turn. Dennis Mortimer, the captain, is trying to intercede here, but it's Bremner who's in trouble. And the second Villa name goes into the notebook of referee George Tyson. Now, will their confidence and their concentration be rattled by those two bookings when Liverpool take this corner? And here's Souness. With ball, McDermott, Neal. Dalglish. Here's McDermott. Oh, it hit the top of the crossbar. Well, he's had a fine first half, McDermott. And as he accelerated on the right there, got behind the defender to get a cross in, the ball just skimmed the bar. And Liverpool in the first half will look back and think how many might-have-beens they've experienced in that penalty area. Here's Ray Kennedy. Souness. Kennedy again. McDermott! Oh! Well, you can't complain about the number of strikes on goal Liverpool have had, but the Villa fans will once again owe an awful lot of appreciation, as will their players, to Jimmy Rimmer. Well, Liverpool are still having problems scoring goals, but there's been no lack of application about their play in the first half. Only a brick wall called Jimmy Rimmer standing between them and the back of the net he leaves, and Bruce Grobbelaar at the other end has made two good saves for Liverpool. And those two men are the reason why at half-time the score is 0-0 between these two champion sides. 4 points out of a possible 12 was the record for both these clubs in the First Division before this match started. And here they are, at this stage anyway, likely to pick up one each from a match where the incentive is still 3 for the team that can go ahead now and win it. Morley. Hanson away. Mortimer. One makes the point about the new incentive of 3 points for a win, simply because there is a feeling it may come into teams' thinking in the second half in matches which previously might have fizzled out into draws. You wonder if perhaps now clubs will go a little bit harder into attack to try and claim 2 extra points when it used to be 1. Neal. Liverpool have got a line of 5 players waiting on the edge of the penalty area here. This is Souness. Dalglish went in first, it was away by Evans. And here's Dalglish again. Away by Mortimer. Lee. Oh, sliced by Gibson, and Rimmer under pressure. Ray Kennedy. Goodness me, they were hanging on the crossbar there like animals in a zoo. Colin Gibson with the misfortune to slice a ball right up underneath his own crossbar. Rimmer did marvellously well to keep it out in the first place, and then it was a scramble which came to nothing. Liverpool's pace may have dropped slightly in the early part of this second half, but it was hard to keep the momentum of the first half going indefinitely, and Aston Villa are settling at the moment rather nicely into the match. playing some useful football, which Alan Kennedy breaks up and finds Dalglish. McDermott's made his run through, and Dalglish, Souness now. Dalglish is in here. Rimmer's saved it, and Dalglish, no! It just won't go for him. A tremendous piece of defending by Alan Evans, who just got there before Dalglish could put it into the empty net, and Jimmy Rimmer injured by the initial impact when he came to meet Dalglish, who'd beaten the offside trap. Well, Kenny Dalglish must be wondering when the ball is going to go in a league match for him. He was through there, the flag stayed down, Rimmer came to meet him, they collided, the ball ran free, Dalglish went to put it in the net, and Alan Evans came along to prevent that happening. It's going to come to Souness. Evans is there again, so is Phil Thompson, so is Ray Kennedy! And the block by McNaught and Swain combined sends the ball out for another corner. Away this time by Des Bremner. Souness picking up all the loose balls now, it seems. That's his shot. And they both went in for the rebound, but Rimmer held it. Mortimer just sizing up the options, finds Gibson with Mortimer. Halfway through the second half, Alan Hansen for Liverpool, 3 up with him, Johnson to his right, number 9. Rimmer's there again, McDermott off the line, Cowan's away, and it was Alan Evans again. Well, that's extraordinary. Lee. Ray Kennedy. Oh, Bremner this time with the block. Well, really, you wonder what Liverpool have got to do to get the ball in. Donovan. Rimmer came there to meet Johnson. That was a good save. It ran free to McDermott, and Alan Evans kicked it off the line. Now Thompson. There are 10 minutes to go. Dalglish to McDermott. Now Souness. Wide of him. Johnson spreading away. This is McDermott. Oh, yes, it's going in this time. Oh, it's not. It's hit the post. Lee. McDermott again. The ground buzzing. And McDermott cursing his luck. Bremner for Aston Villa. Well, Jimmy Rimmer was beaten for once. Souness played a terrific ball through to McDermott. He got the left foot round the ball, past the goalkeeper, drifting across the face of the goal and back off that left-hand post. Oh, and a little bit of a tussle, Alan Evans and Ray Kennedy. Ray Kennedy retaliating on Alan Evans there, and the referee may even send him off. He has. Ray Kennedy lashed out. He caught Alan Evans in the face. The Liverpool players are protesting, but Ray Kennedy has been sent off for violent conduct. Very, very rarely do Liverpool ever have a player sent off. It's never happened in Europe, only occasionally in league matches. But Ray Kennedy expelled by referee George Tyson for striking an opponent. Liverpool are down to 10 men. The Kop is buzzing with the last 2 incidents, but they have a free kick for the initial foul. Neal, blocked by Donovan. Well, if the referee was satisfied that Kennedy struck a blow, and I think he was, then he had no option but to send him off, because that is violent conduct in the laws of the game, even though Liverpool will claim he was provoked. Here's Morley. Mortimer to Swain. Well, the Liverpool supporters unhappy with the sending off. And here's Graham Souness. There's a great run by McDermott and by Dalglish. And here's McDermott. Oh! They've done all they possibly could. McDermott and Dalglish and the other Liverpool attackers. Bob Paisley reflecting the anxiety of the afternoon as he talks to Joe Fagan. Bremner now. And Villa win a corner. And they've sent Evans and McNaught forward, sensing that even at this late stage, they themselves could snatch 2 extra points. Mortimer to take. Robillard comes confidently, looks up, sees that Dalglish is the only man forward and finds him. Mortimer though for Villa. Morley's offside. Johnson. Still Johnson, McDermott, and the referee may feel there was some pulling on the edge of the box there. David Johnson got tangled up with the defenders. Liverpool sensing that this will surely be their last chance. 8 of the 10 men pushed forward, and all Villa's 11 are pulled back. Dalglish, oh, it clipped the bar! Drama right to the last. Kenny Dalglish with a little chip, which just came off the top of the crossbar, and referee George Tyson ends the match, which I hope won't be remembered, only for the sending off of Ray Kennedy, because although that happened for his retaliation on Alan Evans, the fact remains this was an excellent advertisement for British football from the league champions and the European champions. Villa will admit that Liverpool had nearly all the game, most of the chances. Jimmy Rimmer thwarted them many times, so did the post, so did some gallant Villa defenders. And in the end, perhaps 1 point is not what Liverpool feel they deserve, but it's all they got.